Can I just say thank you all for 1000 subscribers? It means a lot to me. And for those that say that I speak too slow, there's nothing I can do about that. This is literally my third recording. If it's still too slow for you, then I suggest you speed it up. On to the video. In the era of Shira 7 and Wizard Liz, I thought Pikmishaism was getting limited, and my faith in humanity was slowly being restored until I stumbled upon this on my FYP.
When I flew to another state to meet this young lit nigga.
Let's talk about the absolute travesty that is the Throat Spray Girl saga. Now, for those of you who have been mercifully spared from this second-hand embarrassment, allow me to set the scene. So a young woman decided to fly out to Atlanta for Valentine's Day to meet a man she had been talking to online.
So yeah, I met him on the internet. I was in Bahamas like the beginning of January for my son. I'm sorry, the beginning of February for my son's birthday or whatever. And he DM'd me on Instagram like, need you. So I'm like, oh, I've been trying to give you me or whatever like that. So he like, you know, whatever. We gonna exchange numbers or what? So I'm like, yeah, because like, you know, he's some fine shit. Like, I love dark-skinned niggas. And when I say he's some fine shit, bitch, he's some fine shit. Or whatever like that. So on the internet, like, you know, he got 2 watches, big Cardi, 6 cars, supposedly own his house, and he young as fuck or whatever. Like that. Dressed nice, always designer down, like always posting mad money, etc. So, you know, like that's my type. I love me a hood, get money nigga. So he asked for my number or whatever like that. So I gave him my number. And like he texted me, and I'm not gonna lie, like it was little signs that I didn't like. Like if you know I'm on vacation with my kids, like I remember I posted my drink or whatever, and I didn't text him right back, and he was on my phone like, oh, you see me text you or whatever, but you posting. Like that right there was like you only have my number for like 20 minutes, like chill out. But I let him slide. So we planned to see each other or whatever like this, like whatever like that on this Saturday. That's it, this Saturday, right? And we planned for me to come Valentine's Day weekend or whatever. And he really was on some shit where like he was like, oh, come whatever, what day, what time, it don't even matter, like whenever you could come. Just
now already we have a problem. Number one, the man barely put in any effort, eating her up with a lackluster need you in her DMs. And instead of clocking that as a red flag that it was, she responded with, I've been trying to give you me. Ladies, this is what we call leading with desperation. If someone values you, they will pursue you with intention, not give you 2 words and expect you to come running. Ignoring a man who does not chase you is the first step in maintaining your power. Anyway, back to the story.
And shit like that. So he FaceTimed me, he was real, looked the same, looked good as fuck. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready, etc. So Friday come and we talk, and I'm like, you know, like, you ready? Like, I'm at the nail salon, I'm like, you ready? Like, I can't wait to see you, I can't wait to meet you, etc. So he like, yeah, or whatever like that. But I feel like his energy was a little off because he was more excited days before. So I'm like, you good, love? Like, you okay? Because I'm like, I feel like your energy is like kind of off, like you're not excited as you was. So he's like, oh, I just found out I got to get my daughter or whatever today. Mind you, it's the day I leave. Like, I'm leaving at 10 p.m. at night to land. I think my flight would land like 12:48 a.m. originally. So I'm like, yo, I took our work for this or whatever, and I already checked into the flight. And he's like, well, what's the issue? Nobody didn't tell you not to come. Like, you can still come. I'm good. I'm gonna just get a sitter. If anything, her and the sitter just stay at my house, and we could just get a room. So I'm like, you know what? All right, that's cool. I'm all for that.
I ain't never been on the phone at all. Like, never been on the phone. No, we get on FaceTime for the first time. You feel me? It was like a 3-minute call or some shit like that. But when I first get on the phone, I got my face in the camera. She got her face in the camera. But she got on like these clear glasses. Now, when I say stop playing, put your face in the camera, you know, I don't know if that like rubbed to the wrong way, but I'm just in my head like, this not the same person that I was just looking at on Instagram. You feel me? So now, like, I'm not saying she ugly. I'm not taking that from her at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, she not the, like, what she looked at, like, on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So it caught me off guard type shit. So now I'm really just trying to, like, rush her off the phone for real. But, like, I'm giving her a cold shoulder to the point where it is, like, damn, you not getting the memo? Like, I shouldn't have to say, like, okay, well, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm really giving you a cold shoulder. Like, I'm letting you know what, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was throwing me off, though, that she didn't look the same. You know what I'm saying? So, after that, the conversation went, like, blank. She texted me that Friday, like, hey, love, are you okay? Ooh. And I tell her, she like, am I still coming? Ooh. I didn't respond to no other question, but am I okay? I told her I'm good. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. But I was dull as hell with her. You feel me? But I'm going to just show y'all all this shit.
She was already excusing his dry energy, ignoring his lack of effort, and setting herself up for disaster. They made plans for her to come to Atlanta on Valentine's weekend, and despite multiple red flags like him being inconsistent with FaceTiming and suddenly getting off energy right before her trip, she still went, and the off energy was basically him saying that she does not look like her pictures. I'm sorry, that would just like make me embarrassed, and I would just end up staying in my house, sitting in my house. This right here is where many women go wrong. She was so enamored by the idea of him, the money, the watches, the cars, that she overlooked obvious disinterest. She was literally setting herself up for humiliation. If a man gives you low effort, reflect it back to him. Instead, she gave him more. Now here's where things get downright pathetic. Instead of this man booking her a hotel like a proper host, he sent her the name of a hotel and told her to book it for herself. Pause. Why are you, as a guest, booking the accommodations for a man who invited you? The math is simply not matching, and to make matters worse, she asked him for his budget and he flipped the script saying, "You can pay for something, I'm funding the rest of the trip."
I had to book the hotel online, but everything was booked up. So I told him, I'm like, look, everything's booked up because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So he like, nah, you got to call. So I called and like everything was booked the fuck up. Like literally it was no hotel. So he like, well, find whatever you can find and just book it. And I'm going to get you from the airport. So I'm like, you know, what's your budget? So he like, what you mean? I'm like, what's your budget? Like I'll book the room. But when I land, I expect to get my money back or whatever like that. So I'm on the plane, y'all. The plane done took off. So the nigga like, oh, the least you could do is pay for the room. So I'm like, huh? So this when the mishap coming. Because I get it, okay, we supposed to stay at your house originally, but then your child came into play. So now we gotta go stay somewhere else, which is cool. Because I think a hotel is better anyway, because you don't know me and I don't know you. And it's more safer, I feel like. So he like, yeah, like you can pay for the room. I'm gonna fund the rest of the trip. Baby, you a whole scammer. You think I'm paying for a motherfucking hotel for you to come fuck on me? So he all like, yo, I feel like you could pay for something. I'm funding the rest of the trip or whatever the case may be. Yo, so we start arguing or whatever like that. So then the plane land and I'm like, you really arguing over a $300-something hotel, but you scamming. You hitting all these licks, all this big money you posting. I mean like $20,000-$30,000. You can't book a $300 hotel. And I just felt like if you brought me to your city, you should make sure I'm good. Like, if you came to my city and something happened, I'm going to correct it before you get there. I'm going to figure this shit the fuck out. Because, I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, it don't make sense. I didn't ask to come there. You wanted to come. Now, I agree we wanted to see each other, but still, like, what? So, when I landed, the nigga arguing, going all back and forth with shit. So, I'm like, listen, cancel your sitter. Stay home with your kid. Go ahead and bond. I'm cool. Like, I ain't even link you no more, etc. Y'all, this nigga was like, oh, you must be coming to come see another nigga.
Now, in the mix of all that, right? Okay, she get her. Now, she get her. She do on the plane like, oh yeah, she had to get her a room and shit like that, whatever the case may be. Because of the simple fact, I get to ask her shit like, okay, well, what you finna do as far as in like, hotel-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna help you look for a hotel, like GT, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you should be already under the impression, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you not to come for real, because of something I gotta let you know I got my daughter. If a nigga telling you, like, okay, well, he got his daughter, and you can't, he not bringing you around his daughter, me, my daughter, this, you know what I'm saying? She gonna be here with me. So she gonna be here with me, then that means you can't be here at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't none of that going on. Cool. Long story short, whatever the case may be, she ended up paying for her own flight. You feel me? She ended up paying for her own hotel or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? She was mad or whatever the case may be, but my thing is, look, right now, she never not once said like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay for the hotel, but when I land, give me the money. What? The first thing I told her was, find something that you can afford. You feel me? Like, find something you can afford, whatever in your budget. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this shit ain't about no $300 or no hotel or nothing like that. We never argued about no hotel because I made it clear, like clear as day. Like, okay, well, I'm not sleeping in no hotel. Why in the fuck would I sleep in a hotel? I mean, I got a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just worried about your well-being. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's already damn near 1 o'clock in the morning when you land. You got to have somewhere to sleep at. I don't want you to sleep in the airport or no shit like that. You feel me? Cool. Now, she get all that shit done or whatever the case may be. She act like she got an attitude out of this world. she really was on some like selfish shit, like on some like she thought I was gonna put her before my daughter type shit. Like, oh yeah, well, we had plans and what the fuck ever. Like, I don't give a fuck who you is. Don't nobody come before my daughter. You feel me? Now, mind you, like, okay, so that was that whole Friday. Now look, I still text her on Saturday just to make sure like.
Now, I would like to say she shouldn't be asking him for his budget. She should be asking for the budget of her self-respect. Now, for my ladies who know how the game works, we all know what this means. This was his way of establishing control by making her pay for something, even if it's just a hotel room. It shifts the power dynamic. It ensures she can't fully hold him accountable when he inevitably disappoints. That's manipulation 101.
My head is splitting, man!
Sorry.
Oh, God, what kind of sudden headache is this?
Sorry, my dear. Now let's talk about the infamous throat spray. If you're confused, let me clarify. Our girl here sent him a picture of her throat spray before arriving, implying in the most humiliating way possible that she was prepared for a certain activity, offering herself up on a platter. And despite this level of willingness, he still didn't come to see her.
Thirsty ass shit. Like, you got breath mints and like numbing spray. You know what I'm saying? That shit new to me. You know what I'm saying? Alright, okay. Alright, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Brush that off. And then you got to ask me shit like, oh yeah, have I ever gave my ass ate? My behind ate. I don't know if TikTok gonna like blur it out or some shit because of that. Hold on, what the fuck? This lady throwing me off now. You know what I mean? You throwing me off. You throwing me all the way off. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm just like, nah, hell no. She won't be seeing me at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna link up with you. I'm not finna have sex with you. It ain't none of that going on. Like, you know, I'm cool on it. I'm straight on it. Now, mind y'all, it would never ever be a storyline. It wouldn't be a story time. It wouldn't be none of that. You know why? If I pulled up to see her at that hotel, had I had sex with her, any of that shit, you get what I'm saying? If any of that shit would have went her way as far as in like sexual intercourse, she would have never made a story time. You get what I'm saying? Now, mind you, like, she was scamming me on some like, hold on, what the fuck? Don't be saying no shit like that to be like, you know, you scam me for real on some shit. Like, you know, like, hold on. You been a little bit too thirsty, you feel me?
This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. This is so humiliating. And she was left in a hotel alone, humiliated, all because she ignored the signs, all because she was desperate. Meanwhile, his babysitting excuse turned out to be another woman.
Don't you understand? You're the other woman.
No! You're married to me! She's the other woman!
The streets are cold, but the signs were there all along. I'm sorry, but she played herself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Thought she was flying out to get a trick, but she got tricked. And the worst part, she set herself up for it. Let this be a lesson. Never chase a man who isn't chasing you. If you're booking your own flights, paying for your own hotels, and sending throat spray pictures in hope of securing attention, you're doing the absolute most for the absolute least. A man who values you will make his intentions clear, and a man who doesn't, well, he will have you alone in a hotel room on Valentine's Day while he entertains another woman.
Man will leave you in the desert without water.
The desperation should have never existed in the first place because she's actually a beautiful girl. If she had acted like the prize from the start, she would have never been in this situation. Moral of the story, if he doesn't put in effort, let it go. If he's inconsistent, let it go. If you feel the need to prove your worth to him, let it go. And I know it would probably hurt, but it's better to cry now and let it go and know that you had some self-respect and some self-dignity than to embarrass yourself, look back, and always cringe at the memory of you being desperate. Because otherwise, you might just end up as the next throat spray girl.
I don't even smoke weed, but I feel high when I'm next to you, babe. Used to be my girl, used to be my boo thing. Now I'm telling everybody